I'm Tierlist and Megabonk. The order's not going to really matter when I put them in here. Just know that they're one of these tiers, I guess. Starting with Cactus. This one's pretty useful on a defense build, or like a tome. No. Or like with the Thorns tome. Pretty useful in that aspect. And I think that's like kind of it. But if you pair with like Kevin or something, it starts proccing all the time, and that helps. Put it in C. Quince Mask, kind of the same thing. It makes your thorns explode. So for that build, good. This one does like AoE damage and heals you. Pretty useful. Put that in B. This gives you health regain, which I think is pretty useful, especially in tier 3 runs when you're fighting that boss. That stupid shield of his gives him vulnerability. And having a little bit of these can help. So I'll just put it in A. Movement speed's always really good. You need to be fast. You gotta be fast. A. Slutty cannon shoots out projectiles sometimes. Pretty useful. Let's put it in B. This gives you more damage per kill for a max of 100%. I think that's really good. A. This is good crowd control right here. 20% chance to stun enemies when you hit them. Pretty base. S tier. This gives you evasion. I do like evasion, but that in A. This allows you to do more damage while you're standing still, which I think is useful for those final swarm runs when you do kind of have to stand still. So I see its use for that. I put in A. Yeah. Getting more XP is always good. It's pretty essential. Put that in S. This ups your difficulty by 10%, drops your max health by zero point 0.8 times its normal amount, but also gives you a chance to do AoE damage. I mean, higher difficulty is always useful, I guess. I do not care for that health drop though. That kind of pisses me off. I'll just put it in B. I don't know. This claps enemies' cheeks and stuns them. Pretty useful. B. This gives you more gold per kill. More gold can always be really useful. Put that in B. This gives you armor and overheal for every enemy poison. So especially if you're running like a Mog or something with his poison flask, this really becomes handy. Or we just have a bunch of cheese, which I always try to do. I think it's really useful. A. Another good crowd control ability. Chance to freeze. So I'll put it up here. This allows you to overheal by 75%, and I think also gives you 20% lifesteal. Insanely useful. Really helps you survive. This gives you +1 on hit effects. Probably one of the best items in the game because of that. And it works on, I think also like the Executioner, and I think maybe the Bonk, and of course the Poison. Anything with Poison, anything with Blood Mark. Very useful. Esther. This is mainly good for defense builds again. Also gives you armor. And it also gives you, I think, more thorns per armor. I don't really remember. I don't know, I'll just put it in B. This ups your difficulty, which can be essential for those really for those big runs. I'll just put in A. It gives you more health per kill up to 100 max. Really good if you need that extra health. I think it's useful. A tier. This is S. Pretty essential too. Getting free chests will help a ton. Gives you more chests, especially when you stack the keys up. This gives you a 27% chance to play Blood Mark. And of course, when enemies hit that Blood Mark on their health bar, they instantly die. And this works really well against bosses. So I'll put it in A. This gives you mega crits. So if you're doing a crit build, insanely useful. Love it. A. This gives you more projectiles. If you have projectile time, it doesn't matter as much, but chances are you probably don't. So I'll just put it in B. More damage on elites and bosses. I feel like that's very essential to have, especially against tier 3 bosses. Does the big damage. This shocks and damages enemies nearby when you take hits. So a defense thing primarily, but I see its use. B. This gives you more movement speed and attack speed, I think, after you evade. So that's pretty useful. B. I feel like molded cheese is super essential in this game. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, actually. Poison's really good. Poison is like a really, really good thing. This basically shoots projectiles at enemies. I feel like there's really better stuff in terms of legendary items. I feel like this one's a bit underwhelming in comparison. I don't really care for it. Let's put it in C. A chance to do AoE damage when you crit. Good for swarms. So let's put it in B. This gives you more gold as you move around, but here the gold increase is like barely anything. I don't know. Let's put it in D, I guess. This gives you more damage. That's always good. This is good for swarms. Like a 15% chance to inflict damage, like AoE damage on enemies. I like it. Let's put in A. More crit chance. I think crit chance is really useful to have. This is another really essential item. The anvil. +1 additional stat per upgrade on your weapons. It's really the best way if you can find it early. Hopefully don't find it too late. And if you do, then I guess you're screwed. I don't know. This does more damage, like a fourth more damage, I think, to enemies that are closer to you. Like, okay. I don't really see using that one. Moldy gloves. I think it like shoots a poison cloud at enemies or it creates one. I don't like it as much as the cheese. I think cheese is more effective. So I'll just put it in C. This gives crits a chance to heal you. Okay. If I feel like there's better stuff. This one gives you a 2% chance to do 20 times damage. Very useful to have. Love it. A tier. This gives you more attack speed as you're moving faster, I think, up to like 40%. I can see using that. B. Kevin damages you every time you damage enemies, but it's like a fourth of a chance. However, if you're using it with items that proc when you take damage, it's very useful. I feel like that alone probably puts in an A because you can really get a good build with that. I think this is the most useless item in the game. I hate Burger. Not a fan of it. Decide to jump higher and further. I can see that being useful. B tier, especially when you lack speed. This one gives you more health regain, and allows our heals to do more, like do AoE damage. I think that's pretty good. Put that in A. This gives you more XP per level up. I feel like that is very useful. You really need those level ups. This gives you more gold when you take damage. Once again, kind of a defense thing, but if you combine it with like Kevin, it becomes way better. I'll just put in B. Bob, every time you move 14 units, Bob will spawn and attack enemies, so it's pretty useful. Put that in B, I guess. This gives you more luck. Luck is really useful. You need luck. This does more damage when you're airborne, so just jump in the air and now you do more damage. So that's pretty useful. This does more damage as you have more health. So if you're tanky, then yeah, really good. But an A. This has a chance to knock enemies in the air and does more damage to enemies that are currently airborne. I feel like it's more of a, I mean, I guess it's good. I don't know. I don't really use it myself. This gives you more luck when you open a chest. Really useful to have. Especially if you find early in game, then you get a lot of luck. So that's good. This one ups your health, but at the cost of your health regain, which I'm not a fan of because I feel like health regain is pretty important. So I don't really like this one. Putting in D. This has a chance to freeze enemies when you hit them, so it can be useful. I don't really use it that much though. I was putting B. This gives you more damage per chest you open. I really like that. Put it next to the luck one. Discharge of shrines faster and gives you increased rewards. So if you get enough of these early game, then maybe you can really take advantage of the shrines. I do not care for power gloves. It's a legendary item, but it's very underwhelming compared to the others. So I'm just gonna put it in D just because it should be better than that. This basically gives you a second chance if you mess up. So I guess that's pretty good to put in A. Beacon allows all shrines to heal you, and it also spawns 2 more shrines at future maps. So getting it a tier 3 probably isn't the best idea. But if you get it early on, then yeah, it's pretty useful. Put that in B. This gives you more damage at the cost of 5% of your health. Can be useful. Put that in B. This has a 1% chance to execute enemies and it increases your damage when it does. I really like that. Cool. S tier. Campfire heals you when you're standing still. So probably good for maybe final swarms or something. I think it's pretty good. B. Cursed All does damage to enemies, 7% of their max health, so pretty good early game. Yeah, that's put in B. Mirror has a chance. No, Mirror deflects damage. It gives you a slight invulnerability, so can really help you out. So put that in A. Soul Harvester is another S tier. The best in terms of crowd control. Just kills everything on sight, regardless of your builds. It's very, very good to have. Just gives you more movement speed and also gives you even more movement speed when you take hits. So that can be pretty useful. Put that in A. Increases max health. It's always good to have more health. Put that in B. This slows time a bit and allows you to do double damage when you're down to less than half your health or about half your health. So I can see that being useful. A tier. This does more damage to enemies over 90% health, which okay, there's like better stuff though. I don't really care for this one. This is another good crowd control item. Like a 24% chance, I think, to do 65% like AoE damage or something. I don't know. This is useful early game if you need more firepower. I feel like it might fall off a little bit later. Maybe. This poisons enemies when you take hits. Once again, use it with the Kevin build. I feel like it's a lot better if you just do it that way. I don't know. I was putting B. This gives you more attack speed. That's always good. B tier. This allows XP shards to do damage to enemies as you're pulling them in with like a magnet or something. Which okay. I okay. I don't really care about that one. This one lets lifesteal apply blood marks, and and that stuff builds up too. It's a really good boss killer for sure. Put that in S. This periodically has XP on the map be pulled towards you. I don't really use it myself. I feel like it's fine. It's okay, I guess. I mean, I can see where it can be useful. I'll just put it in B. I don't know. This does more damage the lower health you have, which I guess once again with a Kevin build it can work. Maybe. But sometimes I use Kevin and I wouldn't be like down to 1 health or anything. I don't know. I don't really care for this. I put it in D.